and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Sammy of Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D, and we talk about music, movies, and so much more.
All right, we're back with another episode of Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes. This one we are reviewing two records, the Bruce Dickinson solo record, the Mandrake project, and the new Black Crowes album, which is entitled Happiness Bastards, right?
Which is it's kind of an interesting title. Yeah.
So I guess we'll do the Bruce one first, which is it's like what is it, a concept record, right?
I think it's a concept record. We're going to split these up. So we're going to split it up into two episodes. So it's, you don't have to sit through the whole thing if you don't want to. It's the Mandrake Project. It's a new comic book by Bruce Dickinson, Tony Lee, and Staz Johnson. It's supposed to be published in 2024. I think the first issue might be out already. I'm not sure.
It's a graphic novel.
Like an adult graphic novel.
Yeah.
He's releasing a 12-episode graphic novel that's intertwined with the record. It's a twisted story about life, death, resurrection, sex, magic, and the occult. It is all there.
Sex and magic. Look at that.
And the occult. So, listen. I'm interested. I'm definitely interested. You know? So these storyline notes that I'm gonna give when it comes to my turn, I'm gonna give the little storyline of what the song's about. Just so you have some background. It actually makes you digest it a little better. They're not really from me, the storyline quotes, they're from Metal Hammer. So to give them a little shout out here, so we can give a brief description on the concept of the record. All right, Damo, we ready to do this, Mike? Dame, we're good.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Bruce Dickinson, the Mandrake Project, our least favorite to our favorite song on the record. Coming in at number 10, Sonata. What you got, Damo?
This one was my least favorite, and I'll start off saying that I wasn't really too crazy about most of this record. I thought a lot of the songs were kind of boring, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of concept records. I like songs. I like music, catchy choruses. I'm not really into songs that are all intertwined and telling a story. So this is my opinion. This one, Sonata, was one of the boring songs, and it was the most boring one, and it was almost 10 minutes long, and just did not do it for me. And it's not even like Bruce is singing. A lot of the music, I just didn't gravitate toward the music. And Bruce Dickinson's voice to me is so identifiable to like Steve Harris's like bass. And to hear him do anything other than that, it was like a bit of a disconnect for me. So even when he did his solo records in the 90s, some of the stuff I did like. There was a couple records I liked.
Chemical Wedding was good, yeah.
Yeah, that one, and I forget the
Tyranny
other
of Souls.
But
Accidental Birth,
yeah. But I don't know, man. It for Bruce, it's like it's made in solo records. I'm not really that interested in, and this one, the music is just wasn't there for me. And this song Sonata was really boring, and I just couldn't get through it.
Okay,
Mike, I actually gave it 5.5.
Wow,
that's the lowest score I gave for anything.
Okay, Mike D, Sonata.
Well, I think I was kind of nice with this song. I'm going to put it that way because, like Damien said, this was 9-10 minute song and nothing happened. Nothing. And I like the rest of the album so much that I really didn't want to destroy it with giving this a 4 because I don't know. It just shouldn't have been on the album. It shouldn't have been the closer, really. It was just so long. Nothing happened. I mean, I couldn't even pay attention to the lyrics. It was just boring. So, yeah, there goes my thoughts on that.
All right, it's funny because I really like this album a lot. Sonata, I gave a 7.8. The storyline's about asking to be saved. I thought it was solid. I thought it was a good ending to the album. That it was like this big long thing.
It takes 9 minutes to ask to be saved.
Well, I mean, of course, it is a bit long. Even for me, it's a bit long. But it's telling the story. You got to keep that in mind. This album's definitely, and like Dame just kind of said, this album's definitely, it has hooks, it has chorus hooks, but it's not about singles. It's a full experience. You have to listen to this as a whole with the lyrics, and it's a whole thing. You can't just, if you're looking for singles, this is not the record, even though there is catchy choruses. You know, it's to me, it's a whole. You put this record on, approach it like a Floyd record. You got to listen to the whole thing and just soak it in. You know.
Yeah, I guess you really need to pay attention.
Yeah,
it.
Absolutely.
You know.
All right, coming in at number 9, Shadow of the Gods. What you got, Damo?
This one was I gave it a 6, and I was being generous. Another one, it's I don't know, like how long? 8-minute long song, so that's 7 minutes, and 7-minute long song, and half of it is like extremely boring, like a ballad piano, and then the second half of the song, it picks up, and that was a little more easier on the ears, hence the 6. But yeah.
Okay, Mike D.
Yeah, I mean, I could have gave this one a 7, but to keep it in line, like I believe that this album as a whole was an 8, and I couldn't really, it was hard for me to really say, oh, this was really bad, because guess what? Halfway through this, it really kicked in, and I thought it was really cool at that point. But I'm patient sometimes.
Shadow of the Gods, I gave it a 7.5. The storyline is described as a cosmic Romeo and Juliet, whatever that means.
Romeo and Juliet in space.
Yeah. It starts out with a pretty piano part. Bruce is doing some excellent vocals. It's casting his fucking voice through them speakers. The song has a dream feel to it. I think it's got a lot of feel to it itself. Midway through the song, it kicks into this rocking part, and Bruce sings the story, throws in some heavy shouting lines. And another song, you got to let it breathe to sink it in. Once it kicks into that heavy part, you're like, yeah. And he does it a couple times on this record. So yeah, 7.5, pretty decent. Coming in at number 8, Eternity Has Failed. What you got, Damo?
This one was a little better. Long song, another long 7-minute long song.
What is it with Maiden and Dickinson and these long songs, though? It's crazy.
Oh man,
well, it's a concept record. I mean, you're allowed to have 7.
Yeah,
songs,
I get it for a concept record. Hence the reason why there's it takes there's a 1:30 long intro on this song for a 7-minute song. But once it does kick in, it is it is better. Better than the last 2 songs that we just reviewed. This one I gave 6.25 out of 10.
Okay. Mike D.
Gave us an 8. I thought once it kicked in, man, it really sounded like something that kind of belonged on, like maybe Somewhere in Time.
Yep. Eternity Has Failed. Yeah, I think so. Eternity Has Failed, I gave it an 8.25. The storyline talks about how Eternity has failed because people mess with it. So you're kind of messing with, how the scientists start screwing around stuff. You kind of screw up the flow of things. Almost like, what was that movie with, that kind of had no ending, but the movie with Mark Wahlberg in it with the trees and stuff like that. It was like that movie.
Oh, that was pretty bad. The Happening,
yeah. Like you're waiting. It's supposedly society screwed with nature or whatever the deal was. But yeah,
and nature fights back.
Yeah, it's weird. But anyway, that's sort of what it's about. In the beginning, it's just Bruce, man, with some cool percussion going on back. Cinematic movie feel. Definitely a movie feel to it. I thought it was another good one. There's a version of this on Book of Souls, which I didn't re-listen to, but I remember it not being that good. So I think this version was better.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Big chorus, classic Bruce sound and stuff. Coming in at number 7, Fingers in the Wounds. What do you got, Damo?
Finally, like a short song. 3 minutes and like 40 seconds or something. But unfortunately, I didn't think it was a good song, and I gave it a 6 out of 10, and had a lot of piano and a lot of orchestration. It was very dramatic, and not my cup of tea.
Okay. Mike D, Fingers in the Wounds.
Oh my God.
That's
Sorry.
what you liked.
No, 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 no. Your dog just pissed outside your basement door.
Great.
That's what I'm like.
Did we get it on tape? Did we at least get it on tape?
I'm sitting there watching her. She just pisses right in front of the door. She's like, I'm going to get him when he gets up steps here.
She's got no respect.
No respect.
I'm surprised you told me.
I'm your best friend. Why wouldn't I? Come on.
I might be stepping in the piss. It's always a fun time. You step
You'll
in,
forget.
you step in one thing, you step in it again. It's fucking wonderful. Mike D, what you got in Fingers in the Wounds?
Fingers in the Wounds. I love the title, and it kind of started off a little boring. Kind of halfway through, it hits with the orchestra, and you get all these kind of like Egyptian, like Middle Eastern sounds and stuff like that. And I thought it was pretty cool. So I gave this an 8.
Fingers in the Wounds. I gave it an 8.5. Storyline, if I say this right, is about blind religious ideology. Ideology, is that the way? I'm remembering the word. I might be saying it wrong.
I think you're saying it right. If it's the word I think you're saying.
Yeah. It's got a big epic opening. It really does. It's got a nice piano part floating in there. The chorus is decent, but the lyric line in the song really made me like the song a lot. The lyric line that got me was, "You take a pearl from an oyster and feed it to a swine." It's fucking great. It's a great line, you know? Yeah. And of course, the Middle Eastern stuff I'm a sucker for. That you have heavy music with this Middle Eastern part in it. I just love the Middle Eastern sound and stuff mixed with heavy stuff. So
yeah, I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah, I gave that an 8.5. Moving on to number 6, Face in the Mirror. What you got, Damo?
I'll tell you, I am a sucker for a song that's under 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And this one's a little over 4 minutes, so that was good. But this one I actually like. It was a little more of a mellower track, a lot of like piano and like lighter guitar. But I thought it was a good song, and I gave it a 7.2 out of 10,
which is one of your higher ratings so far.
Yeah.
Mike D, Face in the Mirror.
Yeah, this was like one of the 4 like standout tracks for me on here, and I gave this an 8.5. Wow. I love the pianos in this. It was really cool the way they kind of just swirled in and out. And just to hear him kind of stripped down and just the lyrics in it. And it's just, you know, it kind of hits you just as we're getting older. And it's like, the lyrics are like, hey, wait, this face in the mirror, it's, you know,
yeah,
it doesn't look like me anymore, kind of, you know?
Yep. Well, the storyline is about alcohol abuse and stuff like that. So, yeah, so you guys is reflecting. Face in the Mirror, I gave it a 7.5. It's about addiction and alcohol abuse, supposedly. So, I like the opening. Like Mike said, Bruce is pretty stripped down. He's just singing behind some piano and some drums. A little light guitar in the mix. This one took a couple listens for me to like. It moved up in points. At first, this wasn't one of my favorite ones. I was like, but it kind of grew on me after a couple listens. I thought the guitar solo was really good in the song. I don't know if it's like a flamenco but it was on acoustic guitar. It was really, the guitar solo was really, really good. Overall, after a couple listens, it's a pretty good song. Coming at number 5, Resurrection Men. What you got, Damo?
This one has a really good chorus. I did like that. Again, I'm not a big fan of the super long intros and the length of the song, so it kind of lost points with me. But I thought this was so far definitely like the best chorus. But I gave it that was like the only positive I liked. It was 6.25. Catchy chorus though.
Okay.
Probably should have gave it a little bit higher score, to be honest.
Mike D, Resurrection Man.
I'd give it a 7, probably.
We bumped it up. Mike
yeah, this is another one. Like this stood out for me, and it kind of started off slow. And at first, I was like, "It's all right," and then I don't know, like midway through, it's just that guitar, man. The groove in that guitar is just ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you with that. This took a couple listens, and I was like, wow, this is really good. I gave Resurrection Man 8.5. The story is, this one ties into the comic big time. It's about Dr. Necropolis, and Professor Lazarus, and talking about eternal life. Professor Lazarus. Dr. Necropolis. That's fucking
Dr.
great.
Necropolis. I like that.
Yeah, this one's good, man. And that groove, the guitar groove gets me on this one. I thought this was pretty damn solid. I gave it an 8.5. Going on to number 4, Mistress of Mercy. What you got, Damo?
Yeah, I really like this one. I wish all the other songs were like in this vein, more up tempo, fit his voice, I thought, or the music kind of fit his voice. Gave it 7.75. So far, it's the highest.
That's the highest one for you, yeah.
Actually, this is my highest ranking song on the record.
Okay. Mike D, Mistress of Mercy.
I thought it was good, and I gave it an 8. It kind of started off like, what would Bruce Dickinson sound like singing for Stone Temple Pilots?
Yeah.
And then, like, once the chorus kind of kicked in, it was like just sounded like a Maiden song.
Yeah.
A really good track, though.
Mistress of Mercy, I gave it a 7.5. They really didn't give a storyline thing with this. I'm guessing it's about like the prodigal son kind of thing, wanting to go back or whatever. So I'm not really sure. But it's a straightforward rocker. Big Bruce chorus, nice little Maiden part in the middle. It's a decent tune. I think there's better tunes on here, but it's a decent tune. It's pretty good. Coming to number 3, Many Doors to Hell. What you got, Damo?
This one, this is actually really good, like hard rock, straight up hard rock track. I wouldn't even throw it in metal. It sounds like something like an 80s hard rock band, like from LA would do. Not that it sounds like a LA metal song, but more of like a, I don't know, just hard rock, 80s hard rock. It reminded me of it. It's really good tune, I thought. With the drums, the pounding drums, down, like in the intro and everything, and when it comes in, like something Quiet Riot would do or something. I don't know.
Mike D.
Yeah, I gave this one an easy 8.5, man. This was a standout on this album. You hear something like this, and it's like, this is what I want to hear from Maiden. This is what I want them to do, stuff like this. So this is just a killer track.
Yeah. I like this one. It's got some really cool keys going on. Is this? Let's see if I'm looking at the right one here. Many Doors Ways to Hell. I think I am. Yeah, this one's good. It's about a female vampire born with eternity, but wants to keep her humanity. Bruce has said this tune really has nothing to do with the comic. He just liked it, so it's on there. It's got some cool keys going on. It's got, takes the same thing. It takes a few listens to get into, but it's another good chorus. It's good. It's real good. I think it's a strong song. I give it an 8. Moving on to number 2, Rain on the Graves. Demo.
Yeah, it's a pretty good tune. I can kind of hear like Maiden.
Oh yeah,
like reworking this.
Yeah.
I gave this a 7.15. One of the better tracks in my opinion on the album. More of a rocker one.
Yep. Mike D.
Yeah, I'm with Damien on this one, man. I gave this one an 8.5. Definitely one of the more standout tracks from this album.
Rain on the Graves, I gave it an 8.25. The storyline inspired by Bruce's visit to a 19th century grave of William Wordsworth. But it's really about a man meeting the devil in the graveyard and making that pact, which we've heard many times. There's always that stories. I really like the melody line during the verse. The old scary Ozzy keys in there that we even used in one of our songs. That little, you know part of the song about, Dane?
Yep.
I was like, I popped when I heard that. I was like, it's great. Another big chorus. This kind of reminds me of Seventh Son of a Seventh Sonish. Like, here goes Stevie. Stevie making her debut on Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes to be, I'm Bert Lepore. He's Damian Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Mike D, and there goes Stevie and those cute little teeth.
I don't see Stevie.
What are you, blind? What are you, Stevie Wonder?
No, I got another page up. Hold on.
She's got to see.
Look at that cute little dog.
She's got the cute little teeth. I love it.
She's got the underbite.
Mike, Stevie. Angry Mike over there. See him right down there.
See, Damien's dog's sitting on his lap, all chill. My dog's pissing upstairs in front of everybody. Got no respect.
my dog pisses and shits where he's supposed to. He owns the house.
Yeah,
owns it. I can't do nothing in my house.
I love it. Oh, it's the best. Like a little Chewbacca. She's like a little Chewbacca. Oh,
Oh.
that's funny.
Did you like the Bruce Dickinson record, Stevie?
Yeah.
She said it was okay. It was
Coming
was
in
okay.
number 1, Afterglow of Ragnarok. Damo, what you got?
Yeah, this is Stevie liked this one.
Yeah.
She said she really liked the chorus. She's into Vikings, which I think is Ragnarok is like a Viking.
Yeah, he said it has nothing to do with the Viking stuff, though, the Norse god stuff. Yeah,
oh, that's funny.
This is weird. Yeah.
Yeah, this is it's a pretty good tune. I gave it a 7.25. Probably should have gave it a little bit higher. That my second favorite of the record.
Okay, Mike D.
I really like this song, and I only gave it an 8. The only reason I gave it an 8, I thought the mix was bad. I thought his vocals were just lost in the mix, and I couldn't enjoy it like I really wanted to. But this really should have been a killer track on this album for me.
Yeah. But Afterglow Ragnarok, I gave a 9, which was probably the highest score out of all this on this record. Yeah, it's my favorite tune on the record. The storyline, it's about looking at the apocalypse as potential to the upside of it, of, the world's so fucked right now, it needs cleansing, pretty much, because it's going to shit, which is kind of interesting. So I guess that's where Dr. Lazarus and Professor Necropolis, or whatever the fuck I'm in whatever they are, Dr. Necropolis, Professor Lazarus. It's a real good song. It's got a cinematic feel. I like the lyrics. I like the chugging guitar, the vocal sound. I like the big chorus. Great, really, really solid tune. It's definitely my favorite on the record. So we're going to give our synopsis here. And the Bruce Dickinson record comes in for us as a total of all three of us. Comes in at a 7.5, which is still pretty damn. Anything over a 7 is pretty damn high. So 7.5 gets a pretty high rating for us. And we're going to give our little synopsis here overall, even though Dame kind of gave a lot of it in the beginning for himself. But your overall opinion on the record, Damo?
Yeah, like I said, I'm not really that big of a fan of concept records, but I do like the fact that it's a graphic novel, so you could you could read it, and then it's the music is a good accompaniment for that, and probably help you understand it and maybe get into it a little more. I'm not really into graphic novels and stuff, but if I was, I'd probably be more into the record if I dug the story. I know Bruce he is a writer. He does write. He's written books.
Mm-hmm. It would be great if it was like, you remember when we were kids, you got the graphic novel, or you used to have the little book, and then you'd have the record play with the book, and when you hear beep, you change the page. Remember those? You remember those books?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it goes with the song.
Yeah, beep, you change the page.
Well, you know what? It would be cool if I don't know, maybe he did this. I mean, how many tracks? 10 tracks? It'd be cool if it was like 10 books, and each comic book was based on a song.
Yeah, that's
like a chapter or whatever.
Chapter or something. Right.
Yeah. I'm definitely interested in checking it out. Mike D, your synopsis on the whole record.
Yeah, I mean, at one point I thought I liked concept albums more than I did, and I think I proved that wrong. But when you get a good one, you get a good one. This is a good one.
Yeah. For me, I was really like, wow, I didn't know what to expect. I got a movie for my ears. The way I look at it, I thought it was a really cool storyline. Bruce takes you on this epic sounding cinematic journey. I mean, it takes a while to get there, but it gets there. It's got a lot of cool different instruments in the background. The musicianship on the record's outstanding. Bruce sounds great. The band sounds great. But like I said earlier, you have to listen to this album as a whole and read the lyrics with it to really sink your teeth into it. Then I think you would appreciate it. Like, I think, Dave, if you sat there, maybe, listen to it with just the lyrics on, maybe with the headphones on, even though I know you're not a storyline guy with the, the epic story kind of deal. If you look at it more like a movie thing, maybe it'll work for you.
Yeah, which is probably why they had the long intros and stuff like that. So
definitely setting up the cinematic thing. And I'm usually a song guy, but I am a sucker for a good concept record. I I might have to pick up the graphic novel. I mean, it sounds really interesting to me, so I might try and pick that up. I wish the last few Maiden records were as good as this, because they had a couple good songs and would fall short for the rest. But same thing. I mean, a concept record, you can get away with the long songs, kind of like Seventh Son had a couple of them. When it's a regular record, man, and it's just
that Shinjitsu, that burned me, man. I was like, that was
it
so
was
long and
too much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I gave my personal ranking was an 8. Mike's personal ranking was an 8, and I think Damien's personal ranking was a 7. Oh, maybe a 6.63 was his total ranking. So we got a 7.5 out of it, which is still really, really solid. You know, it's still a solid record. Yeah, I mean, so far the couple albums that we did review, and I know we're trying to do more reviews because we want to do this big thing at the end of the year with, you know, ranking these records. I mean, everything's been pretty decent. The Mick Mars, not so hot. The Judas Priest was outstanding. The Bruce Dickinson's pretty damn good. And, you know, stay tuned. We're going to split up the episode here. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to be Black Crowes, Happiness Bastards. We're going to do that now. So if you like this episode, check out the Crows episode, Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes. We'll see you soon.